Hello everyone, it is Sue here. So in this video, we are going to work on another panel for my December journal. And oh my gosh, so I wanted to do houses. And so I got the idea from To Be Treasured by Corinne here on YouTube. I will try to remember to put the link to her video where she worked on houses. Now she is working on a big like table spread thing. So I mean her houses are huge. But yeah, so her houses were just amazing. Blew my mind. Awesome, wonderful. And yeah, so I wanted to do some sort of a house. I mean, my house is not going to look like her house. Her house is not at all. So, but that's all right. You know what? Let me start with the iron. And so obviously you can see I did throw some ideas out here onto this panel, which will get sewn into my December journal. And yeah, because I got thinking about it and I'm like, well, what could I do to make the houses? So then I thought, well, let me look at the felted wool that I have and let's see if I can use that. And sure enough, I think it's going to work out pretty well. So let me show you my thoughts so far. And I liked the this light color green for the background so that the houses can really pop on it. So what I was thinking, well, let me straighten this out because that's got a little funky thing. And, you know, I don't mind if these houses are a little funky. That's okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to do some cute little houses. And I took some of the pieces of the felted wool. So all of this so far is felted wool. Then I have these little squares and I'm like, well, I think I'm going to try to use those for the roof. Now that is not necessarily the correct scale, but I think it looks super cute. And then I thought, well, let me, instead of doing it all with the felted wool, let me pull in a piece of fabric. And I really like this fabric. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna use it. I like it. I like the way that it looks. Let me move all this over a little bit. And so it gets pretty much where I want everything to be. Okay, so then I have this bigger piece. So let's see if this will work. I'm hoping it'll work. So all I'm doing is cutting the square, or what's almost a square, right, into a roof, into a triangle, basically, right? Okay, so I think that that's cute. Yes, so this part is not pointy where that side is, but I think that that's what makes it look even better, is when you do things that are not perfect. I guess that's the best way for me to say that. All right, so now other ideas that I have is this. So I liked this piece. I would have to trim it a little bit. It's a piece of fabric, and I thought that that would make a really cute door. Like I'd have to cut it down just a little bit, but not much. But then I found this. So this is the same fabric, you know, where I cut out, you know, all of these pieces. And I really, really, really like it. And if you think about it, kind of like as in decorating a house, like really kind of thought putting it right there would be super cute. I mean, yeah, right? I mean, I can do it because, well, I think it looks cute and why not? So let me go ahead and, oh yeah, not straight at all. Oh my, oh my. I just wanted to trim it a little bit because there's a little bit of black on here that I don't want on here. And every time I trim this fabric, it gets smaller and smaller. Okay, so let's see what I have here. You know what? I'm going to trim a little bit off of the bottom. And I think the top is okay, except that this is super not straight. All right, well, we'll see. By the time I'm done straightening this whole thing, we'll see if there's any of it left. Oh my gosh. All right, so, you know, I'm just going to call that decorating the front of the house. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. I just like it. I could put it more in the middle. I think I like that. I like that. Okay, so that's good. So I still have this piece, which could go on this one as a front door. I like that. So here, I'm gonna try to cut this straight. Let's see. At least this gives me something, a straight edge to look at, where the other one didn't. I don't even have to cut all the sides on this. Oh yeah, I still did a crooked. All right, let me iron that. So if this went here as a door, I like that. Okay. So then I was thinking, well, so I was thinking a lot about a few different things. So, like, for example, wouldn't it be cute to have something up here, right? And I really, really, really like that. So my plan with this is just like with the other panels that I'm doing, I'm going to sew on 3 sides only, which leaves the top as a big pocket. So that's my plan for this whole thing. But even though this looks good, check this out. I pulled out my little drawer here, and look at how cute that looks. It's not very Christmassy, but I like that. I have somewhere in here to even make it look a little bit more even like a sun. Like, how cute is that? That's super cute. And then here's a white one. I like this one better, although I like this size better because it's smaller, but this one is, you know, off-white. And then I have this little flower, and I was thinking, well, I could make it look like there's a flower growing beside the house, but the scale, you know, do I worry about the scale of everything? I don't know. I don't know. And then I'm like looking at this. Let's see. So if I look at this, let's see if there's anything I can do with this. I'm just trying to make it a little bit more interesting. Well, I don't want to put it that far down. Well, let me show you why. Because I was thinking almost like having a walkway or a road in front of the houses. I was thinking of putting maybe this trim, which I really like, but it might be too much. It has a little bit of like satin in it, so it's a little shiny, or this brown, which I think looks really nice. So I think I would go with the brown. Okay, let me cut this. And what I'll probably do with this is, because you can see it's hanging over the edge of, like the bottom edge of the green piece. And I could leave it like that to where when I sew this onto the actual page, I could sew that down. So maybe I'll do that. I kind of like that. Okay. So I feel like I'm getting somewhere. So we do have to decide though on this. I like the brown because there's a lot of other brown going on. I don't know. And then, so if I take this and cut it in half, again, this is felted wool. I can make a little door, and I can make even like little windows like that. Of course, I can cut that in half, but I'm not looking to make this intricate, so to speak. Whimsical is fine. So, like I have, so in here, I have different colors and squares of, see all this? This is all the felted wool, which I am loving. Love, 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 love. I don't think I necessarily want those colors. Let me see if I cut this down. Crooked, of course. That could be my little houses. I'm kind of liking that. And now I don't have a door over here, but do I care? Who needs a door in a house? Oh my gosh. I kind of like this, I think, just like this. So I don't think I'm going to put the little white flower. Well, again, this is white. And I don't know. I guess this is kind of white, but not as white, if you can see the difference. And I really like that there because I like having something else on the page. So I think I'm going to just move these things out of the way. Because I even thought about pulling in something bigger like this, but that's too big. So let me move all of that out of the way. All right, let me give this an iron. And then, I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna pin this stuff down. And let's get sewing. We're gonna do some sewing. Now I know that, I mean, I'll fix that to where like there's, yeah. When you pin things, a lot of times it just kind of moves a little bit, but we'll fix it so that the roof is actually touching the house. This bottom here, I'm going to just take off for right now. And I'm going to turn off my iron, move that to the side. And then this will go here. And again, I'm going to have to just be really careful. I'm going to move this to the side as well. I don't need that there right now. But I'll just be very careful sewing all of this on. Just making sure things are where they're supposed to be. All right. All right, and I do have some threads out. I have my pearl threads. I think though that I might want to have colors of threads that pop on these colors on here of the houses. So I'm not sure that these are exactly what I want. All right, you know what? I think I'm going to start with the little one. So let's start with the little house. So I'm going to focus just on this for right now. All right, so let's get that where it needs to be. And let's do some stitching. So what color? I could go with white, off-white, brown. I mean, I could go with anything. So I'm kind of thinking right now, maybe the roof I'll do in this color, which kind of matches that exactly, which I kind of like that whole idea. But the house, I'm kind of feeling like to go with brown. I'm feeling like this is a very brown spread, so to speak. Okay. You know what? I'm going to use a needle with a bigger eye. And I don't know if you guys can hear my washing machine, but my washing machine is right below me in the basement. And my daughter has it running right now. So if you can hear it, I'm sorry. All right, so I'm going to keep it single. Or should I do it double? You know what? Let's do double so that it shows up a little bit easier. Okay. All right. So what I'm thinking, so I'm going to actually start with the window. So I did think about this a little bit. And even though this isn't exactly what I was thinking, what I feel like doing is just doing 2 little X's where the window would be, or windows would be. So, because I thought about doing this without this, like, I don't know what color that is, and doing it right onto the house, but I can do it like this as well. So let's see. Let's see what we have going on here. Okay, so that could be one little window. Since I made it so small, maybe I'll do three X's across, right? So it's gonna look like maybe 3 little windows, or not. Maybe it's not gonna look like windows at all, but it'll still look cute, right? It'll still be cute. Like I said, going for whimsy here, not, you know, I'm not an architect. If I do something that kind of sort of looks like what I want it to be, I'm good with that. Okay. Just want to come over enough. All right. Oh, I feel like this one's too high. That's okay. No, it looks good. Okay. All right. So this is going to be our windows. I don't like where that is. I'll get a little closer to it. Yep, right there. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at it and let's see where we are at. Oops, I got stuck on a pin. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's see. Let's see what we have. Now that is super cute. Is it not super cute? Like really? Like that is cute. Okay, so, all right, let me, I'm gonna knot that. And So I think around the house itself, I am going to do a straight stitch because I don't want it to be too busy either, right? So with having the cross stitches up there, I'm thinking the house itself, and I'm going to do this single thread. It just needs, yeah, it just needs to be sewn down. It doesn't necessarily need to have a lot of attention to it, so to speak. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So just a simple little straight stitch. Good, good, good. And across the bottom. I'm not going to get this yellowish orange piece though. Let me pull this pin out a little bit and see if I can get under there. Yep, okay. And then we have to figure out what to do with that door. That I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I can always add things like French knots. Oops. Oh. One moment, please. There we go. Come on. Why is it not coming out? Come on. There we go. Oops. Oh, okay. I don't know what I just did, but I messed something up. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to do with the door. We'll figure it out. Okay. I know the other houses are like moving all over the place, but don't even look at that. Don't even worry about that. Okay, and then across. Okay. All right, so now the house is on. So let's knot that. Make sure it's not bunching. Okay. All right. All right, so this little house. So I really have no idea what to do with this. I could put 2 French knots, one here and one here for the windows, like a little bit bigger, and then one over here for a doorknob, a smaller one. But that is going to leave all this where it's not stitched. Like this window isn't stitched all around. All I did was put the cross stitches in there, which is fine. That's exactly what I want. But with the house, all right, I'm just going to do it. So let's do 2 windows with a fairly good size, 4, 5, French knot. Let's see if this is big enough. Oh, that's kind of cute. Some funky looking windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. That's cute. And then, like I said, let's do a little doorknob over here. Let me get close there. So I'll go twice. 1, 2, so that the French knot is smaller. Oops, oops. Oh my gosh, it came off of, okay. Redo, and you can't really redo French knots very well because, let me see, a lot of times it leaves a knot in your thread, which it did all the way down here. Yeah, okay, so what I have to do, I don't know that I can do this. You know, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm just gonna leave it without a knot. You know, I think quilters do that, don't they? Where they don't actually knot things because they don't want like the knots to leave lumps and stuff. I could be wrong. I'm not a quilter. Okay, let's try this again. I need to go over a little bit more. All right, let's try that. 1, 2. One moment, please. Ugh, I messed up again. All right, 1, 2. This little doorknob is turning out to be quite the challenge. Okay, so does that look weird? That doesn't necessarily look like windows and a doorknob. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna do 6 of these and it'll get the whole door to, well, I guess I'll do 2 since I did 2 next to it. So let's do 2 times around, but this will at least get the door sewn down. And then we'll come down here and do a little bit bigger. We'll go back to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's get that straight. All right, well, they aren't straight. I know you're all shocked by that. Oh my gosh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, you're all shocked that it's not straight. It's gonna be super cute though. This is gonna be super duper cute. Okay. All right, so let's get that roof on. Look at that, it is cute. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, I can't. I can't. Super cute. All right. So this thread, like I said, will match the color of this roof. And I think I'm gonna probably use this color maybe to stitch around the dark red, I'm thinking. So even though I don't want the thread to show up on this, like I can have it show up on the other 2 roofs, right? You can do things, you know. I want to say, you know, in fact, I wanted to talk with you guys about, so I don't know, like maybe some of you have noticed, but like when I use fabrics that are different patterns, there's a lot of times I will select patterns on the fabrics that kind of really don't necessarily match. So they can be different colors, different designs. It can look very, I'm going to call it eclectic. It can look very eclectic. And so do I have anything near me like that? No, I don't. But like, yeah, because I would think that a lot of you probably have said to yourselves, oh, that doesn't match at all, right? That doesn't go together at all. Well, I had to learn to do that. And that's something that I had to learn, like get rid of my perfectionism. And I did that probably in 2013, 10? I don't know. It happened when a bunch of us, which were still friends from way back when, were on the Crazy Island Family Facebook page. So if anybody remembers that. And so through that is where I learned to, what color am I going to use here? I'm stopping in mid-sentence. Yes, I am. But that's where I learned to like get out of my comfort zone. And let's see what I have going here. This might be a good color. So this is the crochet thread from Hobby Lobby. Yeah, so that was back in the day where we were all learning about mixed media. So it was before mixed media was super popular. Claudia Rossi, she was the lady that started that Facebook group, and she was an artist. I mean, she would paint and it would just be phenomenal. And she would do like the girls like with the big hair and just all the colors and just like, yeah, it was so new back then, like all of that. Like I think now we're more used to seeing the unusual, so to speak. Yeah, I wish I could even grab a painting that I have over here. Let me see if I can grab that without knocking everything over on my table, because I kind of have to go to the side over here. Let me see if I can grab it. But so through that Facebook group, I don't know that I can do this without knocking my camera over. Oops. Yeah, that was me. That was my knee. Okay, I did grab it. I'm coming back. Oh my. I put a 6-foot fold-up table in my craft room, so I now have to like squeeze around in certain places. All right, did my camera stay okay? Okay. So, like things like this, which was not a Claudia Rossi thing. This was Pettit was her last name. Another artist that does amazing paintings. What the heck is her first name? Also from Facebook. I can't remember her first name, but it was Pettit is her last name. And this I did on July 20th, 2018. And she did a painting like this. And so I did my own version of it with the hair going up, and like I put well, her hair went up and everything too, but like I put the dots and everything. And she even said, like when I posted a picture about it, you know, she even said, "Oh, I love the white dots." But it was just like all different, like that face is like green and yellow, and the lips are like a different green, and you know, it just, and the background is all mixed media, so there's papers collaged down, then paints over it. So doing things that don't, I don't want to say look normal, because that's not the right way to say it. It's a just an artistic expression. How's that for a word? Um, yeah. And so, but I had to learn that, because my go-to is, you know, well, a sky should be blue and the grass should be green, and a house should not have this on the front of it, right? Because houses don't have that on the front of it, you know, right? But I learned to, well, oh, I knew I did that backwards. Ah, I have to pull that out. Yeah. So I had to learn to do colors and design in a way that, you know, some people may not like or may not think go together, right? Like this, for example. I think that this is a really good example, right? This fabric and that fabric don't necessarily go together, right? I mean, the colors aren't even really the same, but I like it. So, yeah. So if you're, you know, always challenged to step out of the box and do something wild, right? Which really isn't wild. It's just an expression of creativity, is all it really is. And so from that, many years ago, I learned to do things messy. I learned to add colors together that may not look pleasing to some people's eyes, right? But that's the style of the creating, right? So everybody that's watching this, you must appreciate the little chaoticness of what I'm working on right now and the other things that I do. Because if you didn't like it, you wouldn't be watching, right? And maybe this is the way that you are as well, right? Where you can do this kind of thing where you just kind of let loose and add things and put colors together in places that normally maybe would not be normal. Yeah, or even like with this roof, with the one end not being pointy, where this end is pointy, that end is not pointy. Oh my gosh, there was a time in my life where there would be no way I could do that, because it would have to be symmetrical. It would have to be even, right? And yeah, I'm like way past that. I mean, there's certain things that I want to be straight or as straight as possible. But I don't get overly concerned, which all of you know. You all know me. You all know me. You know, I just kind of do. and I don't get stressed. Yeah. Yeah, in my lifetime of creating, I am just thinking of like my journals, my like collage journals and junk journals. Out of all the years that I've been doing this kind of stuff, I don't think that there's been like 5 pages that I felt like I needed to redo, or, you know, there were a couple where I do remember putting, what color do I want? Do I want green or brown? I think I'm going to go with green, actually, dark green, for the roof on this. And yeah, so I don't know. I would just encourage you all to step out of your box. Like the next time you pick up fabric, or the next time you pick up paint, because I would do it even with my watercolor painting or my acrylic painting, where I would just do things out of the norm. So like with watercolor painting, a lot of times, most watercolor artists, is that the right way to say that? Most watercolor artists try not, very hard, they try not to have water, what's it called? Blooms in their paint, which means like if there's too much water in a spot, the watercolor paint will bloom out, and then it leaves like a dark mark on the edge because so much of the paint pushed out. And yeah, so knowing that, I am like, well, since it's not what most people want, is to have those blooms. Well, I mean, I love blooms. So what I would do is I would take my paintbrushes, put them in water, and splatter water onto my paintings so that the paint would spread and create blooms. And I loved it. So that was like one of the last things that I would do on my watercolors, where I would splatter paint onto my painting, and it would just make all the colors. It would blend colors. It would move the paint. And I just felt it was just so beautiful. And so I loved it. But yeah, most people, they try very hard not to do that. Like they will do their hardest to, like if they did end up with a bloom, to fix it. To me, I'm the opposite. I am the opposite. I want those blooms. I love those blooms. It's all about the blooms. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess maybe I'm slightly rebellious. I don't know. But I think what it does, I mean, as long as you like the look. If you don't like the look, then you're not going to have blooms. But I like the look. And I like how it made the paint move. Yeah, that's just like, then I would splatter paint with my brush onto the painting, while it was still wet. And again, that's going to create more blooms and more blending with the colors. It was fun, but I haven't watercolored in, I don't know. A year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years, something like that. And yeah, and once you don't do something for a while, that was like even with stitching, I had to get back into the groove of it. Yep. So you kind of lose that, I don't know. I'm just going to go straight across the bottom. You lose that technique or that muscle memory a little bit, that kind of thing. So it just takes a little while, like riding a bike. You do it and then it all comes back. So I challenge you to go outside the box. All right, so this is cute. I like this. So let's see what we have here. All right. Okay, 2 houses done. 1, 2. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so now that I have the green in my hand, I think what I'll do, you know what, let me double this up because I'm going to do the window here. But I think what I'm going to do is just one big X in it so that it's not exactly the same as that one there. So let's see if I can do that to where it's going to look like I think it's going to look. We're going to go across all the way to this side. And then we're going to come up here in the upper left and come down. Let me pull the pin out. And let's look. Yeah, look at how cute. Oops, I'm stuck. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Yes, I sewed the panel. Oh my gosh. I sewed it together. Oh my gosh. Like seriously? Oh my gosh. I can't leave it like that. Oh my gosh. See, well, at least I make you feel better. When you make mistakes, you're like, well, Susan does that all the time. Oh my gosh. Now, see, I can't tie that as a knot because that's too small. Can I tie this together into a knot? Let's see. I think I can. Okay, once. And I know you can't see what I'm doing because I can barely see what I'm doing. Come on. So I just got done watching a Christmas movie. It is, right now it's like 4:30 at night, well, late afternoon. And I just got done watching a Christmas movie on Up Faith and Family. So, yeah, so it's that time of year, everybody. It's that time of year. All right, so now I think I'm going to sew this little evergreen on here. You know, excuse me, I could come and do some thread painting, but not full thread painting. I could come and do some on here, but I probably won't do that. Let me see. I guess I'll go with this color right here. And I don't know if it's going to fit. This is a very little eye of this needle. So let's see if this will go through. Yep. Okay. All right. Oh, my washing machine's going crazy down there. All right, so let me just straight stitch around this. Okay. So lots going on this month of December for sure for everybody. Yeah, I know. I don't buy a lot of gifts anymore, so I don't have a lot to wrap. And if I do have something to wrap, I tend to put it in a gift bag because that's easier. Oh my gosh, do you do that too? Do you tend to use gift bags instead of like a box and actually like wrapping paper and tape and all that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I like to use a bag, a gift bag with lots of tissue paper and make it look pretty. But yeah, like the days of wrapping something in a box with wrapping paper are like over for me. Are you all like that? Oh my gosh. All right, so I think I pulled this a little too tight. So let me loosen it up a little bit. Okay. So, um, like especially if you're still here at this point, I know that chances are you're probably one of my regular viewers. So do you all do slow stitch? I'm just curious if there's, people watching that aren't stitchers. I would just be curious to know. Not for any real reason, just curiosity. Which I would imagine that there probably are some. Like my friend Debbie, she was never a stitcher. She is now. But I would imagine I have a lot of paper crafters that view my channel. Okay, so I like that. You know what? I'm going to put another one of these in my mouth. What I've found is if I have a cough drop in my mouth, I don't get so much of that throat stuff going on that happens to me. So, all right, I think what I want to do here maybe is fly stitch. So let me see if I can do one. Come on. I don't want them to be too big. And well, it's not straight. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it. Definitely not straight. I keep getting hooked on all the pins and the needles on my desk. Come over here. Come up down here. I think this looks a little funky because I'm going off of this brown piece and then come in with a little, almost like a tail. And that gives the fly stitch. So you come up. Across from that, you go down and come up a little bit down from all of that. And then down. Okay, so that's good for that side. I don't need more than that. That will definitely hold that down, so I like that. All right. Oops. Oops. Lots of oopses going on over here. Come on. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have that. So let's see. I'm going to do them coming down this side. And that might be it for sewing this brown house on. Then I just have that roof. And then I'll put the yo-yo up here and this down here, like that. I think that's going to be cute. It has been so much fun. I know I keep saying that, but I had so much fun working on this. I think it's because every panel is different so far. And that, you know, I just love. I love thinking about what I want to do on a page. Like I have a little list over here. So like I wanted to do a Christmas tree. I wanted to do houses, maybe a wreath, some sort of a wreath for one of these panels. Ornaments, I so much want to do ornaments. That will be fun. So I'll do it actually probably very similar to what I'm doing right now, but with ornaments, where I'll have like 3 ornaments on a panel. And I don't know why these are called fly stitches. They just look like Y's to me. Yeah, so lots of ideas. Okay. This side looks a little neater than the right side. Okay. Maybe like 2 more. Really cute, very whimsical house. Very whimsical. Okay. That's going to be that side of the house. And okay, so I do have the roof. We know that. We have the brown that's going to go on the bottom. We know that. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, so I'm at an hour. So I think the last thing I'm going to do is just, we can stitch down this yo-yo, but the roof there and this onto the bottom, I'll just do myself. I think I'll use this off-white thread, and all I do to sew a yo-yo, let me get rid of all this other stuff around me. All I do is I just do the overcast stitch. So I go like that all the way around. And depending on the page, you know, you can have the thread matched so you can't see it as much, or have it to where it stands out. But that's how I do my yo-yo. So that's it. So I guess while I'm stitching this, let me wrap up the video. I am gonna come back with, oh, one moment please. I am gonna come back, of course it's spam calling me, spam risk. And we're gonna work on more of these panels. And yeah, having fun with all this, for sure. All right, I think what I'm gonna do, all right, let me just finish this real quick, because I know a lot of you said that you like to watch me stitch. So I won't go an hour plus on all my videos, but every once in a while I will. I'll try to keep them, you know, I'll vary. I'll do some longer videos, some shorter videos, which I've probably already mentioned. Oops, oh no. There we go. I love it when those knots come out. So just stay tuned for more videos. And let me know if you have any questions. And let me know if you also do slow stitching or any kind of sewing, or are you more of a paper crafter? Yeah, let me know. And are you like, what is your style? And everybody's style is perfect, right? So whatever your style is your style, and that's perfect. But are you one that like things to be neat and in order and matching and yeah, all that stuff? Or can you kind of let loose a little bit and you know, go a little wild. Go a little wild. All right. So that's going to be it for today's video. And this panel will get sewn onto the page in my December journal. And I'm loving my houses. Super cute. There's the yo-yo and all the little houses. Super cute. That was fun. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here, and have a blessed rest of your week and weekend. And I will see you all soon. All right. Bye-bye.